Hey guys, Dr. E here. Got this great verse out of 1 Peter. It says this, keep your guard up. You're not the only ones plunged into these hard times. It's the same with Christians all over the world. So keep a firm grip on the faith. The suffering won't last forever. I remember one time I hanging out with my friend Sandy. We're in a restaurant and we ordered, a bunch of chili cheese fries and nachos, and our waitress came and handed me the food, and as she reached out with her plate, she had these two big orchids that went up her arm, and I thought, man, that is amazing artwork. I could tell it was a real fresh ink on her arm, and so I just kind of quipped and said, you must really like orchids. And she looks at me and, no, not really. And so I said, well, then why in the world would you put those on your arm like that? She said, well, my mom really likes orchids. And there were two different colors. I think one was purple, one was red. And she said, actually, the purple one is for my mom. That's her favorite color and her favorite flower. And my mom has this blood disease that every time she gets cut or sick, we're actually not sure if she's going to live. And so I have that one on there because it reminds me to pray for her every day. And she said the red one is for my little sister, and she's been struggling with brain cancer for years. And these are two of the strongest women I know, and I'm just thankful for every day that I get with them. Well, by now, I'm starting to cry in my nachos. I was so moved by the whole story. And as I left and paid my bill, I gave her, a really generous tip for a cheap guy like me, like 20% or something. But I gave her this tip, and as I'm leaving, she comes out to the door right before I leave, and she says, hey, I just want to thank you. And I thought she was thanking me for the tip, but she goes, no, not for the money, but for listening to my story. And she goes, you don't know this, but just the other day, my manager got a letter from a lady who was here, and this letter said that when you allow waitresses with tattoos, you make the whole restaurant look sleazy. And I was so hurt by that because she didn't know why I had that tattoo. And the fact that you took the time to listen just means a lot. And so she thanked me. And I left and I realized how many of us in our lives have stories. I mean, we're all marked by pain, loss, frustration, disillusionment. Sometimes that pain is by choices we make. Sometimes it's by choices others make towards us. But the deal is pain needs to find a way to leak out. And so I've found that with this tattoo website Sandy and I ended up starting, it was actually just a way for people to tell their story. Now, you may mark your life with ink on your arm, or you may use ink on a pad of paper or something. But it's really about trying to express who we are and being transparent and being real. And that's what you need. We hear this phrase all the time, that time heals all wounds. It really doesn't. It takes time to heal a wound, but really what heals wounds is making the right choices. And so the choices we make can either distract us from the process or aid in it. I've found as I've gone through pain in my life, I came across this Catholic website one time and it had this incredible prayer. Now, you don't have to be Catholic to pray this kind of prayer. It's just for people like me and maybe like you who are divinely desperate. Let me just pray it with us today. It says, behold me, my beloved Jesus, weighed down under the burden of my trials and sufferings. I cast myself at your feet, that you may renew my strength and my courage. While I rest here in your presence, permit me to lay down my cross in your sacred heart, for only your infinite goodness can sustain me. Only your love can help me bear my cross. Only your powerful hand can lighten its weight. O divine King Jesus, whose heart is so compassionate to the afflicted, I wish to live in you, suffer and die in you. During my life, be to me my model and my support. At the hour of my death, be my hope and my refuge. Amen. I pray as you experience pain in your life, you make the right choices and find the right prayers to find healing at the other side.